You see, I have summoned a council. Well, it is about chivalry. I want to talk about that. I've been thinking about might and right. I don't think things ought to be done because you are able to do them. I think they should be done because you ought to do them. Is that plain? Well, I was talking to Merlyn on the battlements one day, and he mentioned that the last battle we had, the one in which 700 Kerns were killed, was not so much fun as I had thought it was. Of course, battles are not fun when you come to think about them. I mean, people ought not to be killed, ought they? It is better to be alive. Very well. But the funny thing is that Merlyn was helping me to win battles. He's still helping me, for that matter, and we hope to win the Battle of Bedegrain together when the time comes. We will. Yes, however, that seems inconsistent of Merlyn to me. Why does he help me to fight wars if they are bad things? I could only think that he wanted me to win them for some reason. I think the reason was that if I could be the master of my kingdom by winning these 2 battles, I could stop them afterwards and then do something about the business of might. Have I guessed it? Was I right? I was. You see, might is not right. But there's a lot of might roaming around in this world, and something has to be done about it. It is as if people were half horrible and half nice. Perhaps they're even more than half horrible, and when they are left to themselves, they run wild. You get the average baron we see nowadays, like Sir Bruce Sans Pity, who simply go clod-hopping around the country dressed in steel, doing whatever they please for sport. You get our Norman ideas about the upper classes having a monopoly of power without reference to justice. Then the horrible side gets uppermost, and there's thieving and plunder and torture. The people become beasts. But you see, Merlyn is helping me to win my 2 battles so that I can stop this. He wants me to put things right. Lot and Uriens and Anguish and those, they are the old world, the old-fashioned order who want to have their private will. I have got to vanquish them with their own weapons. They force it upon me because they live by force. And then the real work will begin. The battle at Bedegrain is the preliminary, you see. It is after the battle that Merlyn wants me to think about. Now what I have thought is this. Why can't you harness might so that it works for right? I know it sounds nonsense, but, you can't just say there is no such thing. The might is there in the bad half of people, and you can't neglect it. You can't cut it out, but you might be able to direct it, if you see what I mean, so that it was useful instead of bad. My idea is that if we can win this battle in front of us, and get a firm hold of the country, then I will institute a sort of order of chivalry. I will not punish the bad knights or hang Lot, but I will try to get them into our order. We shall have to make it a great honor, you see, and make it fashionable and all that. Everybody must want to be in. And then I shall make the oath of the order that might is only to be used for right. Do you follow? The knights in my order will ride all over the world, still dressed in steel and walking away with their swords. That will give them an outlet for wanting to whack. You understand? An outlet for what Merlyn calls the fox-hunting spirit. But they will be bound to strike on behalf of what is good, to defend people against Sir Bruce, and to restore what has been done wrong in the past, and to help the oppressed, and so forth. Do you see the idea? It will be using the might instead of fighting against it, and turning a bad thing into a good.